ನಿಂತು ಗೌರವ ಸೂಚಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಇದೀಗ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಆಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಬೇಕು. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ 5ನೇ ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿತರಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
I extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, distinguished invitees, and all the students present to the 5th Convocation of Karnataka State Law University. I invite Mr. Chinmay Kulkarni, student, Karnataka State Law University's Law School, for the invocation song.
जेत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीम् आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत त्यजत परेश्वर मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीं जननीं पृथिवीं कामदुगस्ते जननीं पृथिवीं कामदुगस्ते जनको देवः सकलदयालु दाम्यत दत्तां दयदुं जनता दाम्यत दत्तां दयदुं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकलजनानां
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇದೀಗ ತಾಯ್ನಾಡಿಗೆ ಗೌರವಾರ್ಪಣೆಯ ಸಮಯ. ಕಾನೂನು ಶಾಲೆಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರಿಂದ ನಾಡಗೀತೆ. ಸರ್ವರೂ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತು ಗೌರವ ಸೂಚಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
I request everyone to kindly rise for the Nadagite.
ಜಯ
Thank you. I invite Ms. Pramati and Srishti, students of Karnataka State Law University's Law School, to recite the Shanti Mantra.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಮಾನ್ಯ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಆಹ್ವಾನಿತರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಲು ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Shri Tawarchand Gehlot, Honorable Governor of Karnataka and the Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University, Hubballi, Shri J.C. Madhuswamy, Honorable Minister for Law, Parliamentary Affairs and Legislation and Minor Irrigation, Government of Karnataka, and Pro-Chancellor of the Karnataka State Law University, Hubballi, Honorable Justice Dhananjaya Y. Chandrachud, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Judges of the High Court of Karnataka, former Vice Chancellors, members of the bench and the bar, members of the Syndicate and Academic Council, distinguished invitees, guests, parents, members of the media, dignitaries, and Vice Chancellor of University of Agriculture, Mr. Dr. Chetty, my dear graduating students, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Karnataka State Law University, I deem it a privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to you all this morning to the 5th convocation of our university. We are honored to have Shri Tawarchand Gehlot, the Honorable Governor of Karnataka and Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University, Hubballi, presiding over the convocation. Sir was born on 18th May 1948 at Rupeta village, Ujjain district, Madhya Pradesh. He obtained BA degree from Vikram University, Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. Sir has got a special place in the heart of the people through his generous, modest and affectionate attitude and organizing competence. Sir has rendered a remarkable service as a General Secretary and Vice President of Janata Party and subsequently Bharatiya Janata Party. And he participated in a labor movement, and he was a representative of members of vulnerable sections. Sir was appointed as a President of Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha in 1985, and he was a member of Parliament. Yes, he was a member of a committee on agriculture, member of a committee on the welfare of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and member of the consultative committee, Ministry of Labor in 1996 and 1999. From 2002 to 2001, he was appointed a member of the Committee on Empowerment of Women. As a public figure, he was elected as a member of Rajya Sabha. Then in May 2014, Sir took oath as a Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. From 2012 to 2014, Sir was appointed as a member of a Ministry of Road Transport and Highway Consultative Committee, Central Advisory Committee. From 2014 to 2019, he was appointed as a Cabinet Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. He had worked as a labor in a grassy industry, and he had organized a labor movement. He was the part of various movements. He is a recipient of a D.Litt. Degree Award in 2016 from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University of Social Sciences, Ambedkar Nagar, Madhya Pradesh. sir has assumed charge as a Governor of Karnataka on 11th July 2021. On behalf of all the concerned, it is my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to Honorable Governor of Karnataka and the Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University. Welcome you, sir. Our esteemed Pro-Chancellor, Jayachamrajapura Chandrasekharaya Madhuswamy, Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs and Legislation and Minor Irrigation, Government of Karnataka, has graduation in Mysore. He studied LLB in Vidyodaya Law College, Tumkur, and was after a brief period of legal practice, he involved in social activities and political leadership. In 1982, he became a chairman of Karnataka Milk Federation. He has represented Chikkanaikanhalli constituency 4 times as MLA and has been a Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs and Minor Irrigation since July 2019. He has emerged as a persuasive public speaker and a skilled parliamentary debater. Hailing from an agricultural family and having a grassroots experience, his views reflect the concern for farmers, the poor, and the consumers. His mastery in the Constitution, parliamentary practice, and laws often come to the surface in his debates. He has a keen interest in activities of KSLU and encourages for the attainment of its excellence. In spite of a busy schedule, he is among us. On behalf of the university, I am extending a hearty and warm welcome to you, sir. Today, we have amidst us eminent chief guest, Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjaya Y. Chandrachud, Judge, Supreme Court of India. He has joined online. His father, Justice Yashwanta Vishnu Chandrachud, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, was the longest serving Chief Justice of India in history. He obtained a Bachelor of Law degree from the Faculty of Law at the University of Delhi in 1982, followed by a Master's of Law degree from Harvard Law School in 1983. He studied on the prestigious INLACS scholarship offered to Indian citizens pursuing a graduate education abroad, and received Joseph E. Bill Prize at Harvard. Upon returning to India, he practiced law at Supreme Court of India and Bombay High Court, and he was designated as a senior advocate by Bombay High Court in 1998. Then he became a judge of the Bombay High Court on 29th March 2000 until his appointment as Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court. During this time, he was also Director of Maharashtra Judicial Academy. Then, apart from his judicial service, he was also visiting professor of comparative constitutional law at the University of Mumbai, Oklahoma University School of Law at United States. He has lectured at the Australian National University and various other universities. He was elevated as a judge of the Supreme Court of India on 13th May 2016. He has rendered many landmark judgments in the sphere of Indian constitutional law, comparative constitutional law, human rights, gender justice, public interest litigation, etc. In spite of his busy schedule, he has agreed to deliver a convocation address. On behalf of Karnataka State Law University, I extend a hearty and warm welcome to you, sir. I am extending a hearty welcome to the learned judges, esteemed advocates, and eminent academicians of Harvard and Hubballi, parents and students who have come from various parts of the country. A convocation is not only a ceremonial occasion of celebrating the graduation of students, but also an opportunity to introspect the functioning of the university in fulfilling the responsibility of achieving academic excellence and rededicating to satisfy the goals of its genesis. The Karnataka State Law University was established in 2009 under a special state law with the purpose of promoting a legal education through its own and affiliated law colleges, with a vision to transform Karnataka state into a legally conscious society. The KSLU is providing quality legal education that is professionally competent and socially relevant so as to realize constitutional primordial goals of social, economic, and political justice, and to secure human rights to every common man, and to inculcate in everyone a spirit of high moral and human values. While KSLU is growing as a robust institution with full activities, 106 law colleges all over Karnataka affiliated to it are contributing to the cause of legal education. In total, 26,000 students are studying in the KSLU. KSLU has the credit of ensuring reliable examination system, bringing uniformity in academic standards, and insisting on high standards for compliance prescribed by the Bar Council of India and UGC. We have diversity of law colleges, private, public, etc. As in other spheres, excellence shall be aimed here also. It's a contribution to postgraduate legal education, research and publication has been substantial. Quality legal education attains great significance as it prepares the young minds to the future justice delivery system and responds to the challenges of time. Legal education is a foundation for rule of law, protection of human rights, and promotion of social justice. Soon after the fourth convocation, the university bore the brunt of COVID-19. It experienced a suspension of physical classes, followed by online classes, mixed mode, and ultimately back to offline classes. KSLU stood for high standards of legal education and conducting of examination without any compromise with the quality. KSLU continues its commitment without a scope for any dilution at all. At present, KSLU offers a 3 years LLB program, 5 years of BA LLB program, BBA LLB, BCom LLB programs, and 5 years BA LLB honors, BBA LLB honors, and LLM programs. It is also offering a certificate course and PG diploma courses. In addition, the PhD and LLD programs are also offered in the campus. KSLU has completed 12 years of its useful existence and service to the nation. As a part of a career guidance, KSLU has organized career guidance programs by eminent judges and academicians in various parts of Karnataka in collaboration with the affiliated law colleges during 2021. Statewide 11 research projects on a non-state justice system was completed. Shri LG Havanur Endowment Lecture, Mr. Justice RG Desai Endowment Lecture, and Foundation Day Lecture are the annual events giving opportunity for knowledge generation and dissemination. Honorable Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Judge Supreme Court of India, delivered Shri LG Havanur Endowment Lecture on combating discrimination, the need for a new framework on 5th December 2020. Professor Dr. V. Vijay Kumar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, National Law Institute, University Bhopal, delivered Mr. Justice R.G. Desai Endowment Lecture on accountability and separation of powers under the Indian Constitution. Then Professor Upendra Bakshi, Professor Emeritus, National Law University and University of Delhi, delivered second Foundation Day lecture on modern human slavery and human rights against exploitation in 2021. And Honorable Mr. Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh, Lokpal of India and former Judge Supreme Court of India, delivered a third Foundation Day lecture on rule of law on 23rd August 2021. KSLU has organized 3 faculty development programs on public law, corporate and commercial law, and law and the vulnerable. Very eminent professors from various parts of India had participated and delivered lectures. The 8th Kannada state level moot court competition was held on 10th and 11th July 2021, and very eminent judges of High Court of Karnataka had participated as judges. Then 7th International Law Moot Court competition was held in July 2021 on online mode. Justice K.T. Thomas and other eminent personalities had participated as dignitaries. The law school, under the leadership of the university, has been taking steps towards achievement of academic excellence by organizing and involving itself in academic, co-curricular and extracurricular activities. I happily report that during 2021 and 21-22, we have organized a series of webinars and special lectures to enable the students to pursue higher learning. Service of eminent professors were made available in such a circumstance. All such details have been given. Then in the area of national social service or legal literacy or legal aid clinic and various other programs, we had conducted a number of programs. Then we profusely thank Government of Karnataka for establishing a Vijnaneshwara chair on studies about great people who enriched the society by contribution towards legal knowledge and legal philosophy. The inauguration of this chair took place on 30th April 2021. This chair has organized a national webinar on social legal values in Mitakshara, Vachana, Dasa, and folk literature in Karnataka. Then, in association with the Karnataka Institute for Law and Parliamentary Affairs, number of programs were organized. Then, the university has two research centers. One is a center for studies in water law, and the other is a center for studies in democracy and constitutional government. Center for Research in Water Resource Management and Law, in collaboration with the Ministry for Irrigation, Government of Karnataka, has organized a national webinar on emerging trends in water resource management and law with a special reference to Karnataka on 17th January 2022. Very eminent scholars had participated. Shri J.C. Madhuswamy had inaugurated, our Honorable Pro-Chancellor had inaugurated the program. Then to explore the different dimensions of evolving constitutional relations between the legislature, the executive and the judiciary, the Research Center in Democracy and Constitutional Government, Karnataka State Law University, Hubballi, in association with the Department of Law, Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Karnataka, has conducted a national webinar on evolving constitutional relations between the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary on 18th and 19th March 2022. Because of government's financial support, KSLU campus is now well equipped with the new buildings for academic block, Pariksha Bhavan, guest house, boys hostel, girls hostel, and quarters for various statutory officers and also teaching faculty, in addition to administrative building housed in the World Circuit Bhavan. Then efforts are put in providing a KSLU's own athletic track and greening the land. We have acquired a large number of computers and books for KSLU library. Thus, infrastructure wise, we are making a very great progress. In a concluding part of my welcome address, I have the greatest pleasure of greeting and congratulating the young graduates who are receiving their degrees, prizes, and medals of distinction today. Dear young graduates, on behalf of the university, let me wish you great success in every aspect of your personal lives and professional careers. Let your future be happy and well devoted to support the rule of law society. Let your bond with the university be intimate and strong and help its gigantic growth. Let you carry and realize the message of this great land, that knowledge shall be mixed with the humanism to elevate it to the stature of wisdom, which will otherwise be venomous instrument of exploitation, and that truth shall be probed in order to find beneath it the enlightening seeds of justice, welfare, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Now, Your Honor, I have the honor to request to declare the convocation open.
The convocation of Karnataka State Law University has been called to confer degrees on candidates who, in the examination held for the purpose, have been certified to be worthy of the same, and also to confer honorary degree of Doctor of Laws to Honorable late Justice Shri Mohan M. Santanogadarji, Judge Supreme Court of India, New Delhi. I declare the convocation open.
ಈಗ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರವ ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಪುರಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಘೋಷಿಸುವಂತೆ ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Regarding the award of honorary degree of a Doctor of Laws posthumously to late Honorable Justice Shri Mohan M. Shantanagoda, Judge Supreme Court of India, New Delhi. I request Srimati Sunita M. Shantanagoda, wife of late Honorable Justice Shri Mohan M. Shantanagoda, may please rise. Then I will read the citation. Madam, please, I will read the citation. Honorable Governor, sir, I am honored to present to you the profile of a late Honorable Justice Shri Mohan M. Shantanagoda, Judge Supreme Court of India, son of Srimati Indiramma Basanagowda Patil and Shri Mallikarjuna Gowda Channabasavana, who was born on 5th May 1958 at Kandabeguru, a native of Chikkerur in the erstwhile Dharwad district. He studied at Emikeri School, Basel Mission Practicing School, Teachers Training School and RLS High School in a Kannada medium up to 10th standard. After graduating in science, he completed a Bachelor's of Law at the erstwhile University College of Law, Dharwad, with the second rank. The illustrious career of Sri Mohan Shantanagoda began on the 5th September 1980 when he was enrolled as an advocate at the Karnataka State Bar Council. He started his law practice in the chambers of late Sri I.G. Hiregowda, advocate at Dharwad. He shifted to Bangalore after 1 year to join the chambers of Sri Shivaraj V. Patil, advocate, who later became a judge of the Supreme Court of India. He began independent practice in the year 1984 in the areas of civil, criminal and constitutional matters. He has served as a Vice Chancellor, Vice Chairman of Karnataka State Bar Council from 1991 to 1993. At a young age of 37 years, he was elected as a Chairman, Karnataka State Bar Council during 1995 and 1996. He became State Public Prosecutor at the young age of 41 years, which position he held from 1989 to 2002. Justice Mohan Shantanagoda was appointed as an additional judge of the Karnataka High Court on 12th May 2003 and as a permanent judge on 24th September 2004. He has also served as the president of the Bangalore Mediation Center and Karnataka Judicial Academy. Later, he was transferred to the High Court of Kerala. He assumed charge as acting Chief Justice on 1st August 2016. He was later sworn in as the Chief Justice of High Court of Kerala on 22nd September 2016. He was elevated as a judge of the Supreme Court of India on the 17th February 2017. Justice Mohan Shantanagoda has left his mark through several notable judgments delivered during his term at the Supreme Court. His judicial acumen manifested itself and his presence on the bench was felt when he delivered the dissenting judgment in a Indore Development Authority case. Then in various other cases relating to human rights, criminal justice system, consumer rights, and other areas of corporate law, he delivered very landmark judgments. Justice Shantanagoda's concern towards the common man and expectation from youngsters has found expression in his speech at the convocation ceremony at Nuals, Kochi 2019. He observed, "One's duty to help the downtrodden is not limited to the providing them quality legal representation for a free or at affordable rates. thereby increasing their access to justice, but also includes being agents of a change to mold the law to better protect them. This is a fundamental aspect of our duty towards nation building. His concern to establish harmonious society is writ large. In the following observations made by him in the Foundation Day lecture at KSLU in 2019. No democratic polity can ever succeed where citizens are not willing to be active participants in the process of governance by assuming responsibilities and discharging citizenship duties and coming forward to give their best to the country. The most important task is to reconcile the claims of the individual citizen and those of the civic society. To achieve this, it is important to orient the individual citizen to be conscious of his or her social and citizenship responsibilities and shape society such that we all become solicitous and considerate of the inalienable rights of our fellow citizens. Man does not live for himself alone. He lives for the good of others as well as of himself. It is this knowledge of what is right and wrong that makes a man responsible to himself and to the society. And this knowledge is inculcated by imbibing and clearly understanding one's citizenship duties. Justice Mohan had a tenure at the Supreme Court till May 5th, 2023. His sojourn on the Mother Earth came to an end with his demise in harness on April 24, 2021. He was a compassionate and encouraging egalitarian who always advocated maintaining quality at the institutional level, be it educational institution, bar or bench. Being witty and amiable, he always endeared himself to everyone. More than all, he was a great human being. Honorable Governor, in recognition of the outstanding contributions made by late Honorable Justice Sri Mohan M. Shantanagoda, Judge Supreme Court of India, to the legal system by delivering path-breaking judgments, writings and speeches, which have led to the growth of law and have enriched constitutional jurisprudence in India, the Karnataka State Law University is privileged to confer on him the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws posthumously. I request Honorable Governor to confer honorary causa doctorate to Madam Shanti Mantra. She will receive on behalf of Mohan Shantanagoda. Thank you very much.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Chancellor of this university, I admit Honorable late Justice Shri Mohan M. Shantanagodarji, Judge Supreme Court of India, New Delhi, to the honorary degree of Doctors of Law.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿವಿಧ ಪದವಿಗಳ ಪಟ್ಟಿಯ ಮಂಡನೆಗಾಗಿ ಡೀನ್, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಇವರನ್ನು ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸುವಂತೆ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
I request Dean, Madam Ratna Barmagoda, to present the candidates for various degrees.
I present the candidates whose names are set out in the list for the degrees of PhD, LLM, 3 years LLB, 5 years BA LLB, 5 years BBA LLB, 5 years BA LLB honors, and 5 years BBA LLB honors. They have been examined and found qualified for the respective degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
I request all the candidates admitted to various degrees to kindly stand up.
By virtue of authority vested in me as the Chancellor of this university, I admit all the candidates presented to the degrees of PhD, LLM, 3 years LLB, 5 years BA LLB, and 5 years BBA LLB, 5 years BA LLB honors, and 5 years BBA LLB honors of this university. And I charge you that ever in your life and conversion you show yourself worthy of the same.
Thank you, sir. I request the Chancellor to admit the rest of the candidates whose names are set out in the list to the respective degrees in absentia.
By virtue of authority vested in me as the Chancellor of this university, I also admit the rest of the candidates whose names are set out in the list to the respective degrees in absentia.
Now, let me read from Taittiriya Upanishad, which is a part of our Convocation statute. Satyam vada, satyavannu nudi, speak the truth, dharmanchara, dharmadalli nade, live righteously, swadhyayanatma pramadaha, adhyayanavannu bidabeda, do not neglect the pursuit of knowledge, matradevo bhava, pitradevo bhava, acharya devo bhava, atiti devo bhava, ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಾದೇಯಂ, ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಕೊಡತಕ್ಕದ್ದು, ಅಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಾದೇಯಂ, ಅಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಕೊಡತಕ್ಕದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಶ್ರಿಯಾದೇಯಂ, ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಕೊಡತಕ್ಕದ್ದು, ಪ್ರಿಯಾದೇಯಂ, ನಮ್ರತೆಯಿಂದ ಕೊಡತಕ್ಕದ್ದು, ಬಿಯಾದೇಯಂ, ದೇವರ ಭಯದಿಂದ ಕೊಡತಕ್ಕದ್ದು, ಸಂವಿಧಾದೇಯಂ, ಸೌಹಾರ್ದದಿಂದ ಕೊಡತಕ್ಕದ್ದು, ಏಷ ಆದೇಶ, ಇದು ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ, ಏಷ ಉಪದೇಶ, ಇದು ಉಪದೇಶ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ನುಡಿಗಳನ್ನ, ನೀತಿವಾಕ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪದವೀಧರಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ನಾನು ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಇದೀಗ ಕುಲಸಚಿವರು ಮೌಲ್ಯಮಾಪನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಇವರಿಂದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಪದವಿ, ಸ್ವರ್ಣ ಪದಕ, ನಗದು ಬಹುಮಾನ ಪಡೆದವರ ಪಟ್ಟಿಯ ಮಂಡನೆ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಕರೆದಾಗ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಬಲಭಾಗದಿಂದ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಎಡಭಾಗದಿಂದ ನಿರ್ಗಮಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
I request the Registrar Evaluation of Karnataka State Law University to announce the PhD awardee and present the list of rank holders, gold medalists, and cash prize awardees so that the students can come forward as and when their names are called out and collect their awards. I request the students to approach from the right side and proceed towards the left side of the stage.
Good morning to all of you, respected dignitaries on and off the days, distinguished invitees, members of the press and electronic media, parents, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure and to present the names set out in the list for gold medals, PhD awardees, cash awards, and rank holders in various law courses, that is PhD, LLM, 3-year LLB, 5-year BA LLB, 5-year BB LLB, 5-year BA LLB, and BBA LLB honors. I request the Honorable Governor and the Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University to present the gold medal and cash awards. First, the PhD awardees. Dr. Raghuveer Kulkarni, Principal of BLD College of Law, Jamkhandi, for his PhD topic, a comparative study of Hindu and Muslim personal laws with special reference to matrimonial reliefs, under the guidance of Professor G.B. Patil, Registrar Evaluation, KSLU. I am happy to announce the names of gold medalists, cash awardees for various law courses for the year 2020. Ramya K. Kempegowda Law College, Chikkaballapur, first rank in 3-year LLB, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University for securing first rank, cash prize instituted by employees of KSLU in the name of Professor J.S. Patil, former Vice Chancellor KSLU, for securing first rank in 3-year LLB. Bharati TV, MS Ramaya College of Law, Bangalore, first rank in 5-year BA LLB, major minor system, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University for securing first rank in 5-year BA LLB, major minor, gold medal instituted by Jindal Foundation, Bangalore, in the name of Sitaram Jindal for securing first rank in BA LLB. E.C. Prakash, KLE College of Law, Bangalore, first rank in 5-year BBA LLB, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University for securing first rank in 5-year BBA LLB. Srinivas Gupta, KSLU's Law School, Hubballi, first rank in 5-year BA LLB, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University for securing first rank, cash prize instituted by M. Sudarshan Raj, Advocate, Dharwad, for securing highest marks in Constitutional Law 1 and 2 in BA LLB honors. P. Shushma Swarna Bharati, Karnataka State Law University's Law School, Hubballi, first rank in 5-year BBA LLB, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University for securing first rank in 5-year BBA LLB. Jocelyn Joseph, SDM Law College, Bangalore, second rank in 3-year LLB, gold medal instituted by Sri L.G. Havnur Memorial Trust in the name of late Sri L.G. Havnur, former Law Minister, Government of Karnataka, Bangalore, for securing highest marks in constitutional law. Cash prize instituted by S.M. Panchagatti in the memory of late Sri A.C. Angadi and late Srimati Bhagirathi for securing highest marks in criminal law. Sachidananda Babaji Patil, RL Law College, Belgaum, 5th rank in 3-year LLB. Cash prize instituted by Srimati Nanda V. Kulkarni in the memory of late K.V. Bengeri for securing highest marks in environmental law. Cash prize instituted by S.M. Panchagatti in the memory of late Sri A.C. Angadi and late Srimati Bhagirathi for securing highest marks in criminal law. Vigneshwaran V. Dr. Ram Manohara Lohia Law College, Bangalore. Cash prize instituted by Sri S.M. Panchagatti in the memory of late Sri A.C. Angadi and late Srimati Bhagirathi for securing highest marks in criminal law. Josna KP. Yeah, it's my pleasure to announce the names of gold medalists, cash awardees for various law courses for the year 2021. Anil Kumar Rajur, Bharat Ratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Law College, Koppal, first rank in 3-year LLB, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University for securing first rank, cash prize instituted by Nanda V. Kulkarni in the memory of Dr. K.V. Bengeri for securing highest marks in environmental law, cash prize S.M. Panchagatti in the memory of late Sri A.C. Angadi and Srimati Bhagirathi for securing highest marks in criminal law, cash prize instituted by employees of KSLU in the name of J.S. Patil, former Vice Chancellor of KSLU, cash prize instituted by employees of KSLU in the name of Professor T.R. Subramanya, former Vice Chancellor, for securing highest marks in public international law. Satvik B. Gowda, KLE's Law College, Bangalore, first rank in 5-year BA LLB Major Minor, gold medal instituted by KSLU, gold medal instituted by Jindal Foundation in the name of Sitaram Jindal. Arya Krishan, SDM Law College, Mangalore, first rank in 5-year BBA LLB, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University. Arya Krishan, first rank in 5-year BBA LLB, gold medal instituted by KSLU. G. Anusha, KSLU's Law School, Hubballi, first rank in 5-year BA LLB honors, gold medal instituted by KSLU. Gagandeep E, Karnataka State Law University's Law School, first rank in 5-year BBA LLB, gold medal instituted by KSLU for securing first rank in 5-year BBA LLB. Gagandeep. Suman C. Patil, Subban C. Patil, KSU Law School, Hubballi, first rank in 2-year LLM, Constitutional Law Branch, gold medal instituted by Karnataka State Law University for securing first rank in 2-year LLM, Constitutional Law Branch. Namrata, SDM Law College, Mangalore, first rank in 2-year LLM, Business and Trade Law, gold medal instituted by KSLU for securing first rank in 2-year LLM. Namrata, Honorable Late Justice Sri Mohan Chantangoda, Judge Supreme Court of India, New Delhi, for securing highest marks in constitutional law. JSP Pradhan, Sindhu Lakshmi, BMS College of Law, Pooja Mahajan, Sinoj Kirti, Vivekananda College of Law, Bangalore, cash prize instituted by Sri S.M. Panchagatti in the memory of late Sri S.K. Anuri and late Srimati Bhagirathi for securing highest marks in criminal law. Rashmi P. Mandi, scholarship for securing highest marks in first to fourth semester in BBA LLB honors, instituted by Sri J.C. Madhuswamy, Honorable Minister for Law and Parliamentary Affairs and Legislation, and Pro-Chancellor of KSLU in the name of Madam Srimati Triveni Madhuswamy. Kavya Nargund, KSLU's Law School, Hubballi, third rank in 5-year BBA LLB, cash prize instituted by M. Sudarshan Raj, Advocate, Dharwad, for securing highest marks in Constitutional Law 1 and 2. I thank all the dignitaries for doing the honor, and I thank all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request the Registrar of Karnataka State Law University to kindly introduce the chief guest of the convocation.
Honorable Governor and the Chancellor of the University, Honorable Justice, the Chief Guest of the Convocation, Honorable Pro-Chancellor, dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, proud parents, proud teachers, and proud students, and my dear media friends. A very good morning to you all. This is a privilege bestowed upon me to introduce the illustrious and eminent chief guest, Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjaya Yashwant Chandrachud. He was born on 11th November 1959 in the prestigious family of Srimati Prabha and Honorable Justice Sri Yashwant Vishnu Chandrachud, the longest serving Chief Justice in the history of Indian judiciary. After having his masters in law, his lordship had appeared in several important cases involving PAL, rights of bonded women workers, rights of HIV positive workers in the workplace, contract labor, and the rights of religious and linguistic minorities. His lordship has also appeared on behalf of several public bodies, including RBI, Port Trust, Municipal Corporation, and universities. On 29th March 2000, his lordship was appointed as an additional judge of the Bombay High Court. Later, he took oath as Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court on 31st October 2013. Thereafter, he was elevated as a judge of the Supreme Court of India on May 13, 2016. He is set to become the 50th Chief Justice of India. During his service at Supreme Court, he has been on the highest number of constitutional benches constituted to hear matters on constitutional questions. He has delivered landmark judgments on Indian constitutional law, comparative constitutional law, human rights, gender justice, public interest litigation, commercial law, and criminal law. His lordship hit the banner of headlines and earned the accolade from legal circles when he expressly overruled the decision of ADM Jabalpur and versus Shivakant Shukla, popularly known as habeas corpus case, in which the lead opinion was written by his father, former Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Sri Y.V. Chandrachud. Honorable Justice Sri D.Y. Chandrachud is known for his lucid and luminous speeches. Apart from his judicial service, Justice Chandrachud was also a visiting professor of comparative constitutional law at various universities in India and in abroad as well. His lordship has invited as a speaker to address in several conferences organized by bodies of United Nations including United Nations High Commission on Human Rights, International Labour Organization, United Nations Environmental Programme, the World Bank, and Asian Development Bank. His Lordship authored a landmark decision in the realm of gender justice and the armed forces of the country. In the Secretary, Minister of Defense, and Babita Punia, he directed the government to consider all women officers in the army appointed on short service commission for grant of permanent commission on an equal basis with their male counterparts. This judgment was reported internationally as well as in nation media as landmark verdict ending the gender bias, which is against deeply embedded patriarchal mindset and strong institutional bias. In fact, the President of India welcomed the judgment and commended it for its progressive social transformation. In the Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala, Justice Chandrachud held that the exclusion of women between the ages of 10-50 years from Shabarimala temple violated the constitutional morality. He further added that it is subverted their autonomy, liberty, and dignity. In the government of NCT of Delhi versus Union of India, Justice Chandrachud, in his concurring opinion, held that the Lieutenant Governor is not an executive head of the Delhi. Since representative democracy is an essential feature of the executive, it must be led by the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. He held that Lieutenant Governor is bound by the Chief Minister's advice and has no independent power under the Constitution. It is our proud privilege today that we are having His Lordship with us to address the graduates who will be entering myriad walks of legal and public life. With the great respect to Dayas, I conclude my brief introductory speech to His Lordship. Thank you, one and all.
Namaskar. Shri Thawachand Gehlotji, the Honorable Governor of Karnataka and Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University, Shri J.C. Madhuswamy, Pro-Chancellor of KSLU, Professor P. Ishwara Bhatt, Vice Chancellor of KSLU, the Registrar Evaluation, members of the Syndicate and Academic Council of KSLU, faculty, other distinguished guests, and my dear students. I thank Professor Bhatt for having extended me the invitation to deliver the convocation address for this wonderful batch of graduating students. I wish I could have attended the event in person in Dharwad, but I'm still happy to be able to join in virtually. I have fond memories as a young child of visiting Dharwad with my parents on several occasions. At the outset, I join all of you in paying homage to the memory of my distinguished former colleague, late Chief Justice Mohan M. Shantangowda. The conferment of a posthumous doctoral degree on him is a befitting honor to a distinguished citizen, judge, and a human being par excellence that he was. I must confess that nothing gives me more joy than speaking to young lawyers who are about to graduate from law school and join the legal profession. But at the same time, delivering a convocation address is a daunting task, a difficult task. In the next 20 minutes, I'm expected to not only say something that encapsulates and commemorates your hard work in law school, but to also ensure that it inspires you all to action for your future in legal practice. After all, you are all standing at the precipice of law school and are now about to take your first plunge into the actual legal profession. Once you do that, you will all become invaluable members of the legal fraternity and the legal sisterhood. The legal fraternity, regardless of its members' geographic location or cultural differences, is united by its adherence to the principles of justice and the rule of law as set out in our Constitution. As you enter the profession, these are the very principles you will be expected to uphold in your daily lives as lawyers. Hence, through my address today, I shall attempt to answer a simple question. What does it truly mean to be a lawyer? The answer to this question holds within itself two distinct but interrelated issues. These are the stories of the history of the legal profession and the history of legal education. Coming to the history of the legal profession first, it is often dated back to ancient Greece. The orators of Athens are often referred to as one of the first lawyers because they've often pleaded cases on behalf of others. However, it is widely accepted that while these individuals often became famous for their skills, they were not considered as providing a professional service. Similarly, in ancient Rome, advocates started to emerge who relied not on legal skills, but on their rhetorical ability to win cases. Most of these individuals still used to dabble in this activity, not as professionals, but only as a hobby on the side, purely for intellectual gain. By the 4th century, the law as a profession had properly developed in the Eastern Roman Empire. Lawyers had to enroll before a bar of a court before they could argue before them. However, with the decline of the Western Roman Empire and the onset of the Dark Ages in Europe, the profession once again disappeared before being revived in the 13th century due to its regulation by the church and the state. In England, some records show that individuals akin to lawyers, often referred to as pleaders, existed long ago, as long back as the 11th century. However, historians widely agree that these individuals were not really lawyers, but just influential individuals who used to accompany people for their cases in a show of solidarity and bolster their public support. We have a similar institution of the Pairokar in India. From the 13th century onwards, a legal profession properly did emerge in England, with sergeants taking up cases to argue on behalf of individuals and attorneys, claiming to represent these individuals on paper. Slowly, the profession came to be regulated through legislations, and even the courts started entertaining claims of professional misconduct filed by these lawyers' clients. However, while these professional lawyers existed, it was a while before they all got together to create what we now know as a legal fraternity. As for India, the modern day legal profession is undoubtedly the result of our British colonial roots. Its history can be traced back to the establishment of the first British court in Bombay in 1672, with the subsequent establishment of mayors' courts in the 3 presidency towns of Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. Professional attorneys started to emerge in India. Further, with the opening of the Supreme Court in Calcutta in 1774, the first barristers started to come into the courts to work as advocates. This led to many attorneys giving up pleading and starting to work solely as solicitors. Thus, these two grades of legal practice gradually became distinct and separate. They became distinct and separate, and you had the emergence of the legal profession as we now call it. Soon the High Court started to emerge all across British India, and it led to a marked increase in the role of lawyers. The legal profession was the first to be regulated in India by the Legal Practitioners Act of 1879, where they were all brought within the jurisdiction of the High Courts. The Indian Bar Councils Act was then passed in 1926 to unify the various grades of legal practice and to provide self-government to the bars attached to various high courts. Finally, the Advocates Act of 1961 was passed in independent India, which also sought to abolish the distinction between barristers and solicitors. On the other hand, the history of modern day legal education does not begin in Europe, but in the United States. It begins with the appointment of Christopher Columbus Langdale as the Dean of Harvard Law School in the 1870s. Till he took over at Harvard Law School, the traditional models of legal education in the United States were aimed at teaching the students of law to learn abstract rules which were employed in the practice of law. However, Christopher Langdale replaced this model with a case method where students instead learned the law by reading and analyzing judicial opinions. Langdale's method arose from his belief that learning the law should not just be about learning skills to be used for one's trade, but it should be a science in itself. While Langdale's case method did not gain currency initially, it slowly came to be adopted as the preferred method of teaching all across the US. It then made its way to England, continental Europe, and even to countries such as India. However, in India, we ourselves had a revolution in legal education not more than 3 decades ago. This was indeed the shift from law being solely a 3-year postgraduate degree to the introduction of the 5-year integrated law degrees, which could be pursued right after high school. This shift, based on Professor N.R. Madhav Menon's vision, where he hoped that the 5-year law degree would not only teach students the law, but combine it with the study of social sciences. Professor Menon believed that this would give rise to more well-rounded lawyers who would be more socially conscious. Today, the 5-year integrated law degrees have almost become the norm in India and are offered by national law universities, private universities, and traditional state universities such as KSLU. Now, all of you may be wondering why I have decided to transform my convocation speech into a history lesson. Well, let me offer you 2 reasons. The first is to remind you of the rich history of the profession which you soon will call your own. When you enter law school, you can be overwhelmed by the vast canvas of the law and of the choices which are available to you. You will probably also experience this feeling of being overwhelmed once you start your professional life. In such a situation, it can often be difficult to pause and reflect on the nature of your achievement. The achievement being that today you can proudly call yourself a member of a fraternity whose members have included the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and many others whose actions led to the independence of our nation. Hence today, I want to remind you of this achievement. At the same time, I also hope to make you understand the nature of responsibilities which will accompany your entry into the legal fraternity. This brings me to my second reason for telling you the history of our profession and education. It is to make you reflect on your law school journey and the lessons you have gained for your foray into the practice of law. Admittedly, law school can be a transformative experience, which often changes the way one looks at society. It allows one to put on a legal lens where they can now view the actions of others in society as being legal or illegal. Suddenly, one becomes aware of the codes and the statutes which govern the daily conduct of so many people and yet remain invisible to them. In fact, this is why some law students have often described their law school experience as being akin to feeling powerful, almost as if they now understand something that other citizens do not understand quite as well. At the same time, however, it is important to contemplate whether law school can also change one's perceptions in negative ways. Indeed, when asked to describe how law school changed them, some students associated with law school, bringing about a separation between the heart and the head, a separation between the heart and the head. Legal scholars have also noted that many law schools claim to teach their graduates to think like a lawyer. This ability to think like a lawyer often means to really disassociate or put aside one's emotions and notions of justice, and to be able to assess every situation from a rational and factual perspective. In fact, the US Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. once commented that he wished to rid all legal education of terms which are used to describe one's ordinary morality. He believed that doing so would allow for the study of law to become truly a science in itself, disassociated from the morality of society. The question you must, however, ask yourselves then is a little different. And that is whether being a lawyer should mean losing one's sense of innate morality and justice, only to replace it by black letter law and the black letter rules which govern our functioning. While I cannot speak on behalf of anyone else but myself, I truly do not believe that this should be the case. Let me tell you why. I do admit that good legal education should prepare all of you for the actual practice of the law. It is important to know the legal statutes, codes of procedure and practice, and how to use them. At the same time, this is not all that your legal education should be about. Professor Charles Reach of the Yale Law School argued that legal education should be humanized, that it should not just teach students the black letter of law, but also make them understand the effects of the law on society and make them question the reason for the existence of such laws. Professor Reach was famous for teaching property law at Yale, which he believed should not just be about what laws govern property and ownership. Rather, he thought that it should be seen as a means to teach students about the origins of private ownership and make them question why the law protects it in certain cases. Professor Reach believed that only when law was taught in this manner would it attract the attention of those idealistic young students who truly wished to improve society. He said, and I quote, "Ultimately, the law does offer more than any other way of life what they, that is the idealistic students, are looking for. With only their idealism, the new generation can have little impact. The law can arm them. Through law, they can aid in the constant reform and adaptation of society. Through law, they can help to keep impersonal organization from overwhelming the basic human values. And in law, they can find a life that is richly creative. Law can be the intellect and the sword of this new generation, and through them, more than ever before, the servant of man." I believe that Professor N.R. Madhav Menon also envisaged our legal education to be similarly socially transformative. It should not only aim to teach the practice of law, but also make students acknowledge the nature of the society that law governs. I know many of you must be thinking that this is a call by me for everyone to become lawyers and academics who work to cure the ills of society. I understand why that may not be possible. Admittedly, the cost of legal education has been becoming higher with the passing years. At the same time, many young lawyers continue to receive bare minimum salaries in litigation, which is why so many young lawyers end up finding high-paying jobs in corporate law firms. Instead, it is something I acknowledge and do not blame the young lawyers for, since they often have to pay back their education loans or to take care of their young families and old families. However, I believe even those who end up taking this route can still utilize their lessons from law school for becoming more compassionate human beings in their daily lives. Further, they can always contribute to the public debate in order to ensure justice and equality become available to all in the true sense. I'm reminded at this stage of the film Philadelphia, which told the story of a gay lawyer afflicted with AIDS who sued his law firm employers when they terminated his employment due to his sexual orientation. In a poignant scene where he is being examined in chief by his counsel to prove his caliber and enthusiasm for the practice of law, he is asked, what is it that he loves the most about the law? And he replies, and I quote, that it is that every now and then, not often, but occasionally, you get to be a part of justice being done. That really is quite a thrill when that happens. This, to my mind, truly reflects the fulfillment in the life of a judge. Every day of our lives, judges come face to face with injustice, under trials who lack the resources to pursue their defense, women who are victims of gendered violence, Bahujans who combat discrimination in their villages, employees who continue to toil for years without security of tenure, and the disabled who seek a realization of their rights. In these manifold stories of legal battles, some won and some lost, emerge themes of deprivation and want, and the human instinct of survival in pursuit of a better future. The quest for justice, the quest for a just society founded on equality, liberty, and human dignity unites lawyers and judges in the mission of a life in the law. On that note, if I can leave all of you here with one final word of advice on the kind of lawyers you should be, it would be that your legal training should not replace your innate sense of justice, but complement it. I have been a part of this profession for a long time now and have been a judge for more than 2 decades. In fact, I am the longest serving judge in the Indian judiciary. In the Supreme Court, I hear around 50 cases for admission on every Monday and Friday, while my legal training and experience guide me. And while my legal training and experience guide me in deciding many cases on the basis of their legal principles and facts, those are not the ones I think about at the end of the day. The ones that I think about are those where my innate sense of justice guided me into helping someone less privileged and in trying to make our society more equal. Legal education has provided all of you with information and with knowledge, but the vision which lies beyond information and knowledge of a just social order is what will transform each of you from being just successful lawyers into worthy citizens of the nation. And therefore, I will end my convocation address by telling you that you must become worthy citizens of this great nation. As I mentioned earlier, it is quite probable that all of you will understandably find yourselves overwhelmed when you first beginning the practice of law. It is also possible that you will start to consider your practice to be just work, where the lived realities of individual cases will become facts to be molded for appropriate relief. When that starts to happen, I can only hope that you can look back to my address today and are reminded of what being a lawyer truly means. I hope then that you not only practice the black letter of law, but rather work towards ensuring that the principles of justice and equality are made available to all through the emancipatory force of what is the potential of law. For a lawyer and indeed for a judge, to be human is to be compassionate and to understand others without being judgmental of their lives. The quality of being human is unique to our existence. I wish good luck to all of you for your blessed lives ahead. And finally today, please remember everyone who has made possible this day in your lives, your parents, your elders, friends who have criticized you while playing with you, the faculty, your gurus, and your peers. To them, therefore, we pay this homage equally and remember everyone who has made a difference to our lives. And therefore, I leave you with this thought this afternoon, that I hope that each one of you will make a difference to the life of the nation and leave our society a better place every day that you work and you achieve laurels in the future. I'm grateful for you for this opportunity. Namaskar.
I express our heartfelt gratitude to the Chief Guest, Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, Judge, Supreme Court of India, New Delhi, for the convocation address. Thank you, sir.
ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಜೆ.ಸಿ. ಮಾಧುಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು, ಕಾನೂನು, ಸಂಸದೀಯ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಶಾಸನ ಮತ್ತು ಸಣ್ಣ ನೀರಾವರಿ ಇಲಾಖೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಸಮಕುಲಾಧಿಪತಿಗಳು ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಭಿಕರನ್ನುದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ರಾಜ್ಯಪಾಲರಾದ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಗೆಹ್ಲೋಟ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿ ಚಂದ್ರಚೂಡ್ ಅವರೇ, ಈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಉಪಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾದ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಈಶ್ವರ್ ಭಟ್ರೆ, ಇಬ್ಬರು ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳೇ, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮೋಹನ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಗೌರವ್ರೆ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗೀನರಾಗಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರೇ, ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರೇ, ವಿವಿಧ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಗಳ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರೇ, ಈ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ವರ್ಗದವರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೋಷಕರೇ, ಇವತ್ತು ಪದವಿಗೆ ಪಾತ್ರರಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಯುವ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಕನ್ವೊಕೇಶನ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಬ್ರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದವನು ನಾನು. ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ಈಶ್ವರ ಭಟ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಈ ಅವಕಾಶನ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ನೋವು ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಕಳೆದ ಸಲ ಕಾನ್ವೊಕೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹುಬ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಗೌಡ್ರು ಇಬ್ರು ಜೊತೆಲಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವತ್ತೇ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವರು ದೆಹಲಿಯಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರು, ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದೆ. ಏನ್ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳೇ ನೀವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರು. ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್, ನಮಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಯಾವ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಇಬ್ರು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಿರೋರು ಅಂದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು 4,000 ರಿಂದ 5,000 ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅವತ್ತು ಪದವಿನ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಕೆಲಸನ ಪ್ರದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು. ನೋವಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮರಣೋತ್ತರ ಪದವಿನ ಪ್ರದಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೂ ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾಂಜಲಿನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಗೌರವ ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡೋದು ಬಹಳ ಹರ್ಷ ತಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಜೀವನ ಕಾಲಿಡೋ ಮೊದಲೇ ಬದುಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ದಿನ ನಿಮಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ತಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೋಧಕರ ಶ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದು ಅವರ ಜೀವನದ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಾಲಗಳನ್ನೇನಾದರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸುಲಭ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಶ್ರಮ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಕೊನೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದಾಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನನಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ತಂದಿರೋ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳ ಶ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಹೂವನ್ನ ಮುಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ತಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಲಾ ಡಿಗ್ರಿಯನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಪಡೆದು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ದುಡಿಮೆ ಮೇಲಿದ್ದು ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ದುಡಿಮೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅಣಿಯಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ದುಡಿದವ್ರನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಗೊತ್ತು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬದುಕಿಂದ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಆಯಾಮಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಹೊಸ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ನಾವು ತಲುಪಿದಾಗ ಹಳೆದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮರೆತು ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು. ನಾವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ವಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತವ್ರು ಹೇಗಿದ್ರು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಲಾ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಚಂದ್ರಚೂಡ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಅನುಮೋದಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ನಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ, ಅವ್ರು ಓದ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಓದ್ತಾನೇ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಓದ್ ಮುಗಿಯೋಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಮುಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಕೊಳೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಯಾರೋ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ಲಾ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗೂ ಬೇರೆ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಅಂತ. ಲಾ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಪ್ಪ, ಅಷ್ಟೇನಿದ್ದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಪಂಡಿತರು, ನಾವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಪ್ಪ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕು ಪೂರ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನದಲ್ಲೇ ತೊಡಗಬೇಕು. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಶ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಟಿಯಾದದ್ದು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ಟರೆ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಗೋಲ್ವರೆಗಾದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ತಲುಪ್ಬೋದು. ಸೋಮಾರಿಗಳಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ನಿಂತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಬಂದಿರೋದು ವ್ಯರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬದುಕಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಲಾ ಅಬೌವ್ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟಿ. ಮನುಷ್ಯತ್ವಕ್ಕಿಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾನೂನು ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮಾನವೀಯತೆನೇ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕಾನೂನು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಎರಡು ಪದನ ನಾವು ಈ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾನೇ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹೋರಾಟ ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆತ್ತಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಹೋರಾಟ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ಸುಗಮ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣನೇ ಬಹಳ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಭಾವಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಮನೆಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದವ್ರೆ. ಆದ್ರೂ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಹೀಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಹೋರಾಟ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಗುರುತಿಸ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಗೌರವಿಸ್ಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್. ವೈ ವಿ ಫೈಟ್ ಫಾರ್? ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಿಭಿನ್ನವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ಬೇಕು ಜನಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ. ಗುರುತಿಸ್ಕೊಳೋದು ಸುಲಭ, ಗೌರವಿಸ್ಕೊಳೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಗೌರವಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನೇಕ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಸಾಧನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ದುಃಖ ದುಮ್ಮಾನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದು ನಂದು ಅಂದ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಂತ್ವನ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪರಿಹರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಶ್ರಮನ ಪಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿನ ಇವತ್ತು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಿದೆ. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ದುಃಖ ದುಮ್ಮಾನ ಓರ್ಸೋದು, ಆ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನವರಾಗಿ ವರ್ತಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾನವೀಯವಾಗಿ ವರ್ತಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಈ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಹೆಸರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒರ್ಟಾಗಿ ವರ್ತಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ನಾನು ಆರ್ನಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಮಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಗೌರವಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಮೊದಲು MLA ಆದಾಗ ಅವರು ಲಾ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಲಾಯರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಯರ್ ಸರ್ ಆಗ್ಲೇ MLA ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಅಂತ. ಒಂದ್ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಏನು ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಧುಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕೊಡೋನು ವೀರಭದ್ರ ಇಸ್ಕೊಳೋನ್ ಕೋಡಂಗಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡೋನ್ ಕೋಡಂಗಿ ಇಸ್ಕೊಳೋನ್ ವೀರಭದ್ರ ಕಣಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ. ಏನ್ ಸರ್, ಫೀಸು ಅವನೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಕೇಸು ಅವನೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಸೌದೆನೂ ಅವನೇ ಹೊಡಿತೀವಿ, ಕಾಫಿನೂ ಅವನೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. Who hires us will serve us also. ಯಾರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇಟ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಂತ, ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಥವನ್ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾವೆಷ್ಟು ದುರಹಂಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ. Keep this in your mind. Keep this forever. Who pays, he is the master. Who receives, he is the labor. We are the labor of that person who pays us. ಅದನ್ನ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಜನ್ಮ ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ಗೆ ಗೌರವ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಭಗವಂತ ಮತ್ತೆ ದೇವರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಲಾಯರ್ಗಳು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ದೇಶ ಕಟ್ಟೋ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಾಜದ ಆಗು ಹೋಗುಗಳನ್ನ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗಾದ್ರೂ ಸುಸ್ಥಿರವಾದ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾಜನ ಕಟ್ಟಕೊಡೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅಗತ್ಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ರಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಆಶಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸಿ, ನಿಮಗೂ ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸಿ ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಸಭಿಕರನ್ನುದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ JC ಮಾಧುಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
I request Honorable Governor of Karnataka and Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University, Shri Thawarchand Gehlot, to deliver the presidential address.
ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ರಾಜ್ಯಪಾಲರು ಹಾಗೂ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಕುಲಾಧಿಪತಿಗಳೂ ಆದ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಥಾವರ್ ಚಂದ್ ಗೆಹ್ಲೋಟ್ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷೀಯ ನುಡಿಗಳನ್ನಾಡಲು ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
कर्नाटक स्टेट लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी के 5वें दीक्षांत समारोह के मुख्य अतिथि, भारत के सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के न्यायाधीश आदरणीय डॉक्टर धनंजय वाई चंद्रचूड़ जी, कर्नाटक सरकार के यशस्वी कानून मंत्री आदरणीय श्री JC माधुस्वामी जी, इस विश्वविद्यालय के वाइस चांसलर डॉक्टर P ईश्वर भट्ट जी, आज हमने शांतन गोदर जी को जो न्याय व्यवस्था के लिए अहम भूमिका निभाते रहे हैं, उनको ऑनररी डिग्री दी है। डिग्री प्राप्त करने वाली आदरणीय श्रीमती सुनीता शांतन गोदर जी, सिंडिकेट एवं शैक्षणिक परिषद के सम्माननीय सदस्यगण, संकाय अध्यक्ष एवं विद्वान शिक्षकगण और गैर शिक्षकीय अधिकारी एवं कर्मचारीगण, उपाधि प्राप्त विद्यार्थीगण और उनके परिजन, सम्माननीय अतिथिगण, देवियों और सज्जनों, नमस्कार। तमिलरिगु हार्दिक अभिनंदनेगळु। मुझे आपके बीच में आकर के अत्यधिक प्रसन्नता हो रही है। आप और हम सब जानते हैं कि किसी विश्वविद्यालय का दीक्षांत समारोह अत्यधिक महत्वपूर्ण होता है और इस महत्वपूर्ण घड़ी में जिनको हम मानद उपाधि देते हैं या जिन छात्रगणों ने अपनी शिक्षा पूर्ण करके उपाधि ग्रहण की है, उनके लिए अत्यधिक महत्वपूर्ण है मैं आज के इस अवसर पर आप सबको हार्दिक बधाई और शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। आप में से बहुत सारों को मालूम होगा कि पिछले दीक्षांत समारोह में मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में आदरणीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री मोहन एम शांतन गोदर जी थे। पिछले साल और इस वर्ष के बीच में हमारे बीच में नहीं रहे हैं। उनकी पत्नी ने आकर के मानद उपाधि प्राप्त की है। निश्चित रूप से वो इस क्षेत्र के होकर के इस संस्था में भी पढ़ाई की, कर्नाटक के भिन्न भिन्न कॉलेजों में पढ़ाई की, हाई कोर्ट के जज बने, केरला हाई कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस भी बने। भारत की न्याय व्यवस्था को सुदृढ़ करने में उन्होंने अहम भूमिका निभाई है। उनका परिचय आपके सामने प्रस्तुत किया है। चंद्रचूड़ साहब ने भी मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में हमको संबोधित किया है। विधि मंत्री जी ने भी हमको सबको संबोधित किया है। मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लेना चाहता हूं। इतना जरूर कहना चाहता हूं कि जिन छात्रगणों को उपाधि मिली है और गोल्ड मेडल मिले हैं, वो हम सब के लिए और इस विश्वविद्यालय के लिए प्रेरणादायी है। शेष छात्रगणों को उनसे प्रेरणा लेना चाहिए। उनसे पूछना भी चाहिए कि आपने किस प्रकार से कठिन परिश्रम किया, कठोर परिश्रम किया, अध्ययन किया और गोल्ड मेडल प्राप्त किया है। और उनके द्वारा जो जानकारी मिले उसके आधार पर आप भी प्रयास करें। निश्चित रूप से भारत की न्याय व्यवस्था के प्रति जनता में विश्वास है। भारत की न्याय व्यवस्था सुदृढ़ है और ज्यादा सुदृढ़ करने की आवश्यकता है। आप उपाधि प्राप्त करके भिन्न भिन्न क्षेत्रों में अपनी रुचि अनुसार काम करेंगे। जो आपने कानून की शिक्षा प्राप्त की है उसका लाभ हर काम में आप लेने का प्रयास करें। अगर आप न्यायालयीन प्रक्रिया से जुड़े, चाहे वकालत करें, चाहे जज बन के न्याय प्रदान करने का काम करें, मैं आपसे एक अनुरोध करता हूं कि हमारे संविधान में हर व्यक्ति को न्याय प्राप्त करने का अधिकार है, संवैधानिक अधिकार है। चाहे वो गरीब हो, अमीर हो, उसको न्याय मिलना चाहिए। पीड़ित परिवार को न्याय मिले और अपराधियों को दंड मिले, इस प्रकार का हमारा न्याय सिद्धांत है। और इस सिद्धांत पर अपने को चलने की कोशिश करना चाहिए। अतिरिक्त परिश्रम करके मानवीय गुणों से ओतप्रोत होकर के आप अगर ऐसे लोगों की मदद करेंगे तो निश्चित रूप से आपका जीवन सार्थक होगा और भारत की कानून व्यवस्था और मजबूत होगी। भिन्न भिन्न कारणों से हम ये महसूस करते हैं कि न्यायालयों में बहुत सारे प्रकरण लंबित होते हैं। हमारा न्याय सिद्धांत ये भी कहता है कि देर से आया हुआ निर्णय वो न्याय नहीं हो रहा है, नहीं हुआ है, इस प्रकार का संदेश देता है। हमारी सारी न्याय व्यवस्था को ऐसा प्रयास करना चाहिए कि शीघ्र, सरल और सस्ता न्याय लोगों को मिले, और मैं विश्वास करता हूं कि आप इस दिशा में प्रयास करेंगे। भारतीय न्याय व्यवस्था प्राचीन समय से देश में और दुनिया में प्रसिद्धि प्राप्त है। हमको इसे और सुदृढ़ करके और प्रसिद्धि प्राप्त करने की ओर ले जाने की कोशिश करना चाहिए। निश्चित रूप से भारत की न्याय व्यवस्था और सुदृढ़ होगी। मुझे बताया गया है कि इस विश्वविद्यालय में और इस विश्वविद्यालय के द्वारा कानूनी पत्रिकाओं का, समाचार पत्रों के माध्यम से कानूनी ज्ञान का प्रकाशन किया जाता है तथा अनुसंधान और ज्ञान सृजन को बढ़ावा देने के लिए अनुसंधान केंद्रों की स्थापना की जाकर के न्याय प्रणाली के संबंध में अनुसंधान भी होता है। मुझे विश्वास है कि जो यहाँ पढ़े हैं उन सब ने इन सुविधाओं का लाभ लिया होगा। कानूनी रूप से जागरूकता लाने के लिए और जागरूक समाज बनाने के उद्देश्य से विश्वविद्यालय ने पूरे राज्य में कानूनी सहायता और साक्षरता कार्यक्रमों को बढ़ावा देने का काम भी किया है। निश्चित रूप से इस प्रकार के अच्छे काम इस विश्वविद्यालय के लिए प्रशंसनीय कार्य है। मैं विश्वविद्यालय परिवार को हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं, शुभकामनाएं देता हूं और अपेक्षा करता हूं कि आपका भविष्य उज्जवल होगा। आप देश की न्याय व्यवस्था को और मजबूती प्रदान करने में सहभागी बनेंगे। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
I express our deep sense of gratitude to Honorable Governor of Karnataka and Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University, Shri Thawarchand Gehlot, for the presidential address. Thank you, sir.
ಈಗ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವದ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯ ಘೋಷಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ರಾಜ್ಯಪಾಲರು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಕುಲಾಧಿಪತಿಗಳು ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿವೇದಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
I request the Honorable Chancellor to declare the closing of the convocation.
I dissolve the convocation.
ಇದೀಗ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆಗೆ ಗೌರವ ಸೂಚಿಸಲು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲಿರುವ ಗಣ್ಯರನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಸಭಿಕರನ್ನು ಎದ್ದು ನಿಲ್ಲುವಂತೆ ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವದ ಮೆರವಣಿಗೆ ನಿರ್ಗಮಿಸುವವರೆಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿತರು, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಆಸನದಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
I request everyone to kindly remain standing for the national anthem and remain standing until the procession moves out of the convocation hall.
ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪತ್ರವನ್ನು ವಿತರಿಸಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಆಸನದಲ್ಲೇ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದು ಸಹಕರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
I request everyone to kindly remain seated as we will shortly commence the presentation of rank certificates. Thank you.
ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪಡೆದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ದಯಮಾಡಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮುಂದಿನ ಆಸನಗಳನ್ನು ಆಸೀನರಾಗಬೇಕು. ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪಡೆದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮುಂದಿನ ಆಸನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಬೇಕು. ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಬಲಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದವರು ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ಕಾಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವರ್ಣ ಪದಕ ಪಡೆದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಬಲಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ